India's biggest sex scandal. A pendrive that brought down one of Karnataka's most powerful families.
I am not bothered about Prajwal Revanna. I don't want to protect him as our family member.
Nearly 3,000 clips and photos of sexually assaulting women.
Inhuman act.
A woman in her 60s begging him to stop while being sexually assaulted.
ये सेक्स स्कैंडल नहीं है, इसको मैस रेप कहा जाता है.
Then came the twist. Grandson of a former Prime Minister of India is now earning 522 rupees per day in prison. Every year, thousands of women in India fall victim to rape. Most cases go unreported. When the accused are powerful men, justice becomes even harder. And then came the case of Prajwal Revanna, a case that India is calling one of the biggest sex scandals. I am Vaishnavi, and this is how a sitting MP, grandson of a former Prime Minister and someone endorsed by Narendra Modi himself, ended up in prison. Meet Karthik, the driver who worked in the Revanna household for 15 years. One day in 2019, Prajwal Revanna left his phone in the car. Karthik unlocked it, and what he saw changed everything. He discovered 2,000 explicit photos and dozens of videos showing party workers, staff, and even domestic employees. He then showed them to Prajwal Revanna's mother, Bhavani Revanna. She asked Karthik to send her all the photos and videos and told him to keep it confidential. But Karthik had other plans. He secretly transferred the footage to a pen drive. That pen drive would later bring down one of Karnataka's most powerful families. Fast forward, in 2023, Karthik quit his job. Reason? 16 acres of land in Holinarsipura. Karthik alleged that his land was forcibly taken by the Revanna family and that he was made to sign blank bond papers which were later used to transfer ownership of the land to Prajwal Revanna's family. He also revealed later, "My wife was beaten up. I was mentally tortured. Because my land was taken away, I came out of the job. My wife and I were also abducted after I refused to give up the land in Holinarsipura." He then turned to BJP rival Devaraja Gowda, handing him the pen drive, but to no avail. Around the same time, there were whispers and leaks that Prajwal Revanna's explicit videos existed, and some media houses reportedly began inquiring or preparing to report on them. So, on 1st June 2023, Prajwal Revanna publicly referred to these videos for the first time by filing a case against 86 media outlets and 3 private individuals, including his former driver, Karthik. In his petition, he argued that there was a threat of broadcasting, publishing, and circulating such fake news, morphed videos or photos. The court gave a gag order and restricted the publication of the content. Just so you know, Janata Dal Seculars joined the BJP-led NDA in September 2023. Now, despite the NDA alliance, in January 2024, Devaraja Gowda publicly distanced himself and attacked Prajwal, calling him a dirty fellow and flagging his explicit tapes. Just a few months later, it was election season in Karnataka. Prajwal Revanna was seeking re-election from the Hassan seat. But just a few days before Karnataka went to the polls, thousands of pen drives were scattered in public places in Hassan, on bus seats, near tea shops, outside petrol bunks, parks, and even outside government offices. People picked up the pen drives out of curiosity, plugged them into the computers, and found nearly 3,000 explicit video clips showing the sitting MP, Prajwal Revanna. And what people found inside the phone went viral. Some women in the clips appeared consensual, but many showed women being sexually assaulted, filmed without consent, or caught in vulnerable situations. These clips featured around 100 women, including domestic employees, household staff, party workers, government officials, and police officers, with their faces clearly visible in the video. In many clips, women could be seen pleading, crying, or resisting. In some videos, he recorded video calls with women forcing them to go nude. One particular video showed a woman in her 60s begging him to stop while she was being sexually assaulted. And most of these videos were recorded by himself, but no victim filed a complaint. And now came the twist. The first formal complaint was filed by Prajwal Revanna's own election agent. But this was an FIR that said morphed and obscene videos were being spread to damage his reputation during elections.
I am not bothered about Prajwal Revanna. If he has done any mistake, then according to the law, He has to face it.
Prajwal continued to campaign, even advocating for women's rights. But he lost the elections.
They circulated those pen drives to sabotage the intention of actually finish our alliance and to reduce the winning chances.
Just a day after the election results, on 27th April 2024, he fled to Germany on a diplomatic passport. A diplomatic passport is a special passport for MPs and government officials that offers easier entry to many countries. Now the Congress party, which had won the election in Karnataka, swung into action. They set up a special investigation team or SIT.
Though it was a high-profile case, when the investigation started, there was not much of pressure.
And then the first victim came forward. The next day, on 28th April 2024, a domestic employee from the Revanna household filed a complaint alleging that she had been sexually assaulted by Prajwal Revanna and threatened by his father, S.D. Revanna, to keep quiet. She said, after 4 months of joining, Revanna kept calling me to his room. There were 6 women workers in the house and everyone said that they were scared when Prajwal Revanna came home. The male workers in the house also alerted the women workers to be careful. Whenever S.D. Revanna's wife wasn't there, he used to call the women to the storeroom and touch them while giving them fruits. He used to remove sari pins and used to sexually assault women. She also said that Prajwal Revanna misbehaved with her daughter by repeatedly video calling her, after which the daughter blocked him and the domestic employee left the job. Based on the complaint, the father and son were then booked for criminal intimidation and sexual harassment. Soon after, the complainant was abducted, but the SIT was able to trace and rescue her. Protests broke out in Hassan. Opposition leaders accused the union government of letting Prajwal Revanna escape.
जहां मैं जाती हूं इनको पता चल जाता है, जहां विपक्ष के नेता जाते हैं इनको पता चल जाता है, लेकिन इस तरह का अपराधी, इस तरह का राक्षस इस देश को छोड़ के चले जाता है और इनको पता नहीं चलता.
They also demanded an apology from Prime Minister Narendra Modi for campaigning in support of Prajwal Revanna during the 2024 Karnataka election.
ये सेक्स स्कैंडल नहीं है, इसको मैस रेप कहा जाता है. प्रधानमंत्री मैस रेपिस्ट का समर्थन कर रहे हैं. वो कर्नाटका को कह रहे हैं कि अगर आपने इस रेपिस्ट को वोट दिया तो मेरी मदद होगी.
PM Modi later responded saying, as far as Modi or BJP is concerned, there is zero tolerance for such people. Prajwal Revanna was suspended from JDS amid the scandal on 30th April 2024. In May 2024, Karnataka's chief ministers requested the Prime Minister to cancel Prajwal Revanna's diplomatic passport and bring him back to India. His grandfather S.D. Devagowda himself issued a warning to him to return to India. Later, Prajwal Revanna said in a video that his trip was pre-planned and he'll return to India to participate in the investigation.
ಫಾರಿನ್ ಹೊರಟಾದ ಮೇಲೆ 3-4 ದಿನದ ನಂತರ ನಾನು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ನೋಡುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ, ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ನೋಡುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ದೊರಕುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಯಿತು.
On 31st May 2024, he returned to Bengaluru and was arrested at the airport by an all-women SIT.
We were given free hand when it came to collecting victims' statement, her complaint, and then deciphering it thoroughly and going back to the scene of crime, the incident which had happened almost 3 to 4 years back.
Prajwal Revanna applied for bail. The trial court refused, the High Court refused, even the Supreme Court refused. For months, he remained in custody. The SIT filed a 1,600-page charge sheet.
Those who came forward and lodged complaint were 5 in all.
Forensic reports, DNA samples, and the pendrive clips were shown in court. Judges watched as hours of footage confirmed abuse. In May 2025, the trial began. The domestic employee testified. She broke down describing how she was pulled into his room.
We also had other evidences which were supportive, which corroborated her statement.
By July, hearings concluded. The court reserved its judgment. On 1st August 2025, 6 years after Prajwal Revanna's driver Karthik first discovered the explicit clips in his phone, the verdict was announced. Prajwal Revanna was convicted of rape. The next day, he was sentenced to life imprisonment. A fine of over 11 lakh rupees was imposed and another 11 lakh rupees was ordered to be given to the victim. When the judge pronounced the sentence, Prajwal broke down. He told the court, "Don't blame the media. They may have seen me in a different light. The only mistake I made was growing fast in politics. I haven't seen my aged parents for over 6 months. I'm always running around the court, so I didn't get to spend time with my parents when they came to meet me. I request a lesser sentence. I accept the verdict of the court and bow down." Once a sitting MP, the grandson of former Prime Minister of India is now a convict, earning 522 rupees per day as a library clerk in Bengaluru's central jail. Prajwal Revanna's conviction is a rare instance where high-profile politician has been held accountable for rape in India. Over 31,000 rape cases were recorded in 2022. That's around 86 rapes daily. Of the 198,000 rape trial cases that year, including cases from previous years, only around 5,000 led to conviction. So the conviction rate for such cases remains low, especially when the perpetrators are high-profile individuals. For example, self-styled godman Ram Rahim Singh, who was convicted of rape and murder, was released on parole 14 times, spending near a year outside jail. Another self-proclaimed godman, Asaram Bapu, convicted of sexual assault of a minor and serving a life term, has managed multiple medical paroles. But such cases also raise a question. If it took national outrage, leaked videos, and international attention to secure justice here, what happens to the women whose stories never make headlines? Please let me know in the comments below which case or topic you want me to dive into next.